Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good morning,
morning,
Good morning,
Miss.
Miss.
Okay, so how are you feeling today?
We're
We're
good,
good,
Miss.
Miss.
So I know we've been through a disaster, and I know we're all going through a hard time right now. So that's why we have to continue with our class via online. So for today's topic, we're gonna talk about matter at magistra. So does any one of you knows what's the English translation for this phrase?
Me, Miss.
Okay, so Mendoza.
I think it's mother and teacher, Miss.
Oh, very good. So I think you've done your research really well about this. So to formally start our topic today, we're gonna start off with
Introduction.
okay. So aside from the Mendoza or any one of you guys, or you can Mendoza, you can still answer. So do you guys have any idea on what's the introduction of this topic?
Me, Miss, I have some idea.
Okay, let's give it to Mendoza.
Today, I want to share with you Pope John the 23rd, encyclical Mater et Magistra, written in 1961. It's called Mother and Teacher because it reminds us that the Church cares not only for our faith, but also in our everyday needs like work, food, education, housing, and health. It teaches that workers deserve fair pay and respect, and both people and government have responsibility to build a just and a loving society. So let's explore how this message still speaks to us today.
Mater et Magistra reminds us that faith is not separate from life. Work, food, education, housing, and health. These are all part of human dignity. Pope John the 23rd teaches that workers deserve fair pay, safe conditions, and respect. Progress is not measured by profit alone, but by how we treat people. Yes, people have the right to own property, but Mater et Magistra remind us ownership comes with responsibility to use what we have wisely and to help others. Real progress requires both honesty from individuals and responsibility from governments. Leaders must protect the poor and provide essential services when needed. The encyclical calls richer nations to help poorer ones. Justice and love must extend beyond borders, building a fairer and more peaceful world.
So very good, Miss Mendoza, for explaining carefully on what's the introduction all about. May we please give Miss Mendoza a round of applause, please? Very good. So now that we know the introduction, do you guys know when was this matter at Magistra was released or was made? You know what year it is?
Me,
Me,
Miss, I
Miss.
know.
Oh, okay. Let's give it to Mr. Stour first.
It's 9th May 15, 1961.
Wow, nice.
Thank you,
Very good.
Miss.
So since you know what year was this released, do you know what was the situation during this world? I mean during this time?
Yes, Miss, I know.
Okay, can you please further explain?
Okay, Miss.
Mata that Magistral was written during a time of rapid change. Technologies and industries were advancing, but progress was uneven. While some nations prospered, many others remained poor, and workers and farmers faced struggle. Pope John XXIII reminded that the world that true progress must be guided by justice, fairness, and cooperation so that all people benefit, not just a few.
In the 1960s, the world was rapidly changing. Industries grew, technology advanced, and economies expanded. Many countries experienced progress. People gained better access to jobs, schools, and modern living. But this progress was not shared equally. While some become richer and many others remain poor and struggle to survive. Workers face low wages and unfair conditions. Farmers struggle to keep up with industrial growth. The gap between developed and developing nations grew wider, creating imbalance and injustice. Mater et Magistra call for fairness, cooperation, and care for all people, especially the poor. Progress must uplift everyone, not just a few.
So thank you so much, Mr. Restaro, for explaining the situation of the world during that time. Now that we know the little background of the topic, which is the Mater et Magistra, and of course the situation during that time, we will now move on with the teachings of the church. So, aside from Miss Mendoza or Mr. Stauro, may we have another set of hands, please, to explain what was the teachings of the church during that time?
Miss.
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 Okay, so let's please give our hands to Miss Vicente.
So the teachings of the
Then,
The Mater et Magistra teaches that the true social progress must always respect human dignity and promote the welfare of all people, especially the poor and the vulnerable. Pope John the 23rd emphasized that economic growth should go hand in hand with social justice, while the government has the responsibility to protect people's rights and serve the common good. The encyclical also highlights the importance of solidarity, cooperation, and living according to Christian values, building a more peaceful and fair society.
The key teachings of Mater and Magistra. First, human dignity. Every person must be respected. Progress should benefit all, not just a few. Second, social justice plus economic growth. Develop must be fair and help the poor. Third, role of the government. The state should promote the common good and protect the people's rights. Fourth is solidarity. People should cooperate and support the vulnerable. And lastly, Christian values. Love, justice, and charity should guide social progress.
so thank you so much, Miss Darlene, for furtherly explaining the teachings of the church during that time. So, did you guys learn anything from the background, of course, the situation and the teachings?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, very good. So, now that we knew a little bit about the teachings or the Mater et Magistra, we will now move on how we can connect this situation to our modern world or to our society right now. So, to further explain the situation during our modern world, what is happening today? So, we have Miss Salazar,
Mm,
please. Yeah.
yes, Miss. I know some current situation that is happening right now.
So Mater et Magistra remains alive. The Church reminds us to look at the realities around us, the struggles, the inequalities, and the conflict that affect human dignity. Let us first see what is happening in our world today.
Across the world, wars and conflicts continue to destroy communities. Families are forced to flee, leaving behind their homes and dreams. Many still suffer from poverty and hunger, while others live in abundance. The gap between rich and poor remains wide, just as Pope John the 23rd warned decades ago. Workers struggle with unfair wages and unsafe conditions. Technology and globalization brings progress, but not everyone shares in its benefits. Our common homes suffer from neglect. Climate change and environmental destruction threaten future generations. These realities challenge us to reflect. As Mater et Magistra teaches, we must judge this situation in the light of justice, love, and cooperation.
So thank you so much for explaining the issues or the current issues of our world today, Miss Salazar. And now that we know what's happening in our world, we will now move on with the teachings and how we can evaluate these teachings to further apply this to our world or to our society today. So how does these teachings impact our world today? So may I have Miss
Miss.
Martlas, please.
Okay, so let me do the honor.
The church teaches us that society should be guided with justice, love, and peace. War goes against human dignity because it causes fear, sufferings, and destruction to many innocent people. Mater et Magistra reminds us that the true progress comes for caring for people and also working together for the common good. Instead of choosing violence, people should start choosing understanding, cooperation, and compassion. When people choose peace over conflict, communities become stronger and more united. The teachings of the church reminds us that every person deserves respect and fairness, regardless of nationality or background. Solving problems through communication and cooperation help prevent more suffering and division. Through unity and compassion, society can move toward lasting peace and justice.
So thank you so much for your participation today, class. And before I conclude our discussion, of course, now that we know the situation, what's happening to our world, or the teachings, we can now move to the last phase, which is what should we do to further improve the world today, or to further improve the issues that was mentioned by Salazar.
Pope John 23rd's Mater et Magistra reminds us that progress must always be guided by justice, love, and cooperation. In our world today, we face challenges like poverty, inequality, and conflict. The act or the way we act is a part that calls us to respond not just with words, but with actions that promote fairness, solidarity, and care for one another.
Today, the teachings of Mater et Magistra guide us to act with justice and love. The world is changing fast, but we are called to make progress that serves people and not just profit. We must promote peace and understanding, help those in need, and care for our environment. Charity, awareness, and cooperation are ways we live out of the church's call. Mater et Magistra reminds us that workers deserve dignity, nations must support one another, and the church is our mother and teacher, guiding us to build a fair society. Together, we act for peace, justice, and unity. This is how we bring the message of Mater et Magistra into our world today.
So, thank you again, students. Thank you so much for your participation during our online class. I'm really happy that you guys did your research before joining our class today. So, before we end our class, this is just a few takeaway so that you will remember our topic. So, Mater et Magistra teaches us that true progress is not just about wealth, but about caring for our people, respecting dignity, and building a just and peaceful world. So, again, guys, I hope that you remember what was our lesson today, and see you guys all next time. Bye!
Bye, Miss. Thank you,
Bye, miss. Thank you so
Miss.
much, miss. Knock, knock.
Who's
Who's
there?
there?
Who's there?
Maglala.
Maglala.
Maglalaho.
Maglalaho.